2, 3, 4.
Magnificent.
Good afternoon. Here we are again with this program that you like so much. I'm Gilberto, and now we will see the people who have made a big change in the world. Here we are with Ruben Salas, a philosopher very famous from Mexico, for his from his books and all that he made. And here I with my partner Anne to discuss this issue. So, hello, Salas. Who are you gonna tell us today?
Hello, everyone. Well, I'm a philosopher who had wrote all these books that I'm showing you to you. But let me ask you a question, Gilberto. Which are your influencers in your life?
I have two. I have two influencers. I can tell you from that I'm a big fan of work of Stephen Hawking because he made a big change in the world with his books and all his investigation from the stars and the black holes and all the stuff. And I'm also inspired in my mom that he have made a big change of me, like showing me how do you have to do things, how do you have to be educated.
To ask a question to Ana Lucia, the same question.
Someone that I really admire and I think that he changed the world is Nelson Mandela. Because even though he was from South Africa and in his times they discriminated people of color, he became the first president of South Africa and threw out the legacy of apartheid and ended up racism, poverty, inequality, and he improved the racial understanding in South Africa. And he did a lot of other wonderful things, and that's why I really admire him. He never gave up on what he thought was okay.
Hate and all the stuff. So I always have the same question to you. So can you tell me who are you inspired?
So now my influencers, I think that my main influencers are people that do a lot of stuff from nothing. For example, Jack Ma. Jack Ma is a Chinese character that, well, businessman that create Alibaba. Alibaba is an group that gives opportunities to little companies of China to expand their products to. This business creates a lot of opportunities to people that are from Mexico, for example, because you can buy things in China that are cheaper there than in Mexico, and you can sell it to a better price and get a benefit from it. Another influencer of mine is can be Henry Ford because he made from scratch a big system that nowadays is applied on all the industry of cars. This is the mass production. Mass production is a way in which cars are produced. For example, we have the 100 cars are produced between 1 minute and another 100 cars are produced in between the other minute, and so on and so on. This is produced in industry of cars nowadays. That's the main reasons I like Henry Ford and was a big influencer in my works of philosophy, and also I like the way he treat people and manage a big industry and company like Ford. One of the different quotes that Henry Ford has is one that says, "Failure is a great opportunity to begin other time, but with more intelligence." This phrase tells us about the different ways we can interpret all the failures we have in our life. We can interpret it as an obstacle, or we can even interpret it as a way to improve ourselves and don't think all is just gone, it's just lost, and have an optimistic view of life itself. So now, Gilberto, tell me a phrase about Stephen Hawking.
They are two really famous quotes from Stephen Hawking that I really recommend you to see it and try to understand it, and that they are very famous. Like, I really like it. Personally, I really like it. The first one goes like this. One of the basic rules of the universe is that nothing is perfect. Perfection simply doesn't exist. Without imperfection, neither you nor I will exist. That's the first one from Stephen Hawking. And the second one, however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. It matters that you don't just give up.
So now, Lucia, tell me about a phrase that Nelson Mandela tell us about the way he see life.
He was a fighter. And a quote that I really like about him is, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers the fear. Pretty deep, isn't it? And someone else that I really admire and has made a change on me personally is my dad. He has always been there for me, and in every step I make, and whenever I didn't know what to do or I did something wrong, he was always there to point me the right way and to tell me that it was okay to make mistakes and that I was young and I should make the mistakes that I had to make at my age to learn from them. And if I didn't commit mistakes, it was okay too. He has always told me to keep fighting for my future. And he also encouraged me by seeing him working hard on what he likes to do to maintain his family. And even though he has a busy agenda, he always has the time to be there for.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for being with us in this podcast, and we really appreciate your attention. And
Well, thank you for inviting me to this podcast, and see you next time.
You're welcome. It's really a pleasure to have you in here with this podcast. So goodbye, Ruben Salas. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
So goodbye and have a good future with your career.
Thank you.